Hey guys, what's up? So today I am super excited because I'm going to be comparing and doing a little bit of a head-to-head test on two powders. So this one is Pat's new powder is Hair Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. And I'll put a head-to-head with Charlotte's Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I have both in the shade medium, and I am so excited to show you how they wear, how they applied, and everything like that. If this is your first time here on my channel, I suggest you click that red subscribe button down there for more video videos, and without further ado, let's start. Alrighty, you guys, so as I mentioned, I'm gonna be putting these two powders head to head, and I am super excited to do that. I've tried Pat's powder ever since it came out. I bought it on release day and I've been using it ever since, and I am super in love with this powder. I'm gonna link my review and demo up here somewhere for you to see, but you know, I've been using this powder a ton and I love it so much. I have this guy for a long time now, and I don't know, I forgot I put it in the back of the drawer, and I use it here and there, but I don't use it every single day like I do with this one. So I feel like, you know, I want to put them head to head and see how they compare. I did wanted to mention that Pat's powder retails for $40 Canadian on Sephora website, and you get 4 grams of product. With the Charlotte's Tilbury powder, you do get 8 grams of product, and it retails for $58. So you paid a little bit more. You paid $18 more for this one, but you get double the product. So we're gonna see if it's worth it. This one is only claiming to be an under eye setting powder, but I did use it, and you're gonna see it in my demo. I used it everywhere because I just find that it looks perfect. It looks really blurring. It's super nice. It's super finely milled. I'm gonna show you. I don't know, it's a little bit messy in here because it's super fine. So whenever you touch this powder, you get a ton of kickback. So that's something that I really love, but at the same time, that's just the product because it is super finely milled. It just disappears on thin air, you know, so I guess that's the consistency of it. But I bet it's super delicate kind of powder, so I wouldn't travel with this. I don't think I would recommend it because it is super sensitive. I think it'll break, so that's something to keep in mind. However, this one is like more heavy duty. The packaging of this one is super cheapy feeling, not gonna lie, but this one is more heavy duty, it's sturdy. I've traveled with this, nothing has ever happened, and I've used it for a lot. I used it a lot, and you don't see a dent in here. Let's do a little bit of a swatch. So again, this one is also a really light powder, but it's nothing like the Pat's. Pat's is more comparable to Hourglass's powder, which I also own, but I don't have it here to compare. But I remember touching and seeing and feeling the same kind of feeling with Pat's powder. Not with this one. This one is a little bit thicker, but it also blends super nicely. It's also super blurring. I used to apply this powder is because it's super blurring as well. I use a brush like this, a fluffy brush, and then I'll just pat it. If you have pores around here or a texture or anything like that, it's gonna be super blurring. So I used to do that all the time with this powder. With this one, I've been doing like a really light dusting of the powder, and it seemed to work really well. I'm using this gold brush by Makeup Shack, which applies powder beautiful. I'm gonna link a video that I have showing you these brushes because they're super nice. But anyways, I'm using this, and you're gonna see that in the demo that I applied both powders with this brush, which I really love. And yeah, so both powders, of course, high-end, super nice, highly quality powders, and yeah, I just wanted to put them to the test. So right now we're gonna jump into the demo portion of this video, and then I'm gonna come back once the day is finished and I'll show you how everything wore. Alrighty, let's move on to Pat's concealer. I have the shade LM14. And I do have a review up on my channel if you want to check that out. And then I'm gonna use my Blendiful. I'm gonna link my review up there. I have a review on the concealer and the powder, and you can see how they apply together. And I'm just gonna put a little bit more. This concealer I really love. Now we're gonna move on to setting our under eyes. So I'm gonna do the right side with pads, and I do have the shade medium, and I'm gonna use this brush by the Makeup Shack. And I said this before, I purchased the shade medium even though it was light, the one that was suggested on her website, but I thought it was gonna be too light, so I went with medium, and this is what it looks like. Now let's do the same brush. I'm just gonna, you know, wipe up the powder, and then I'm gonna do Charlotte's medium on the left side. And as you saw, I didn't use a ton of powder, but I did use a good amount just to set everywhere. First impressions, I don't know. I can really see a difference. Can you guys? I think it looks pretty equal, but we'll see. All right, let me finish off the rest of my face, and I'll come back and just tell you, you know, my first impressions on how the powders look. Alrighty, my friends, makeup is all done, and so pretty much I just did blush, contour. You know, I used this Charlotte Tilbury palette, so I used the bronzer, the blush in here, and then I did her highlighter, if you're wondering. And then on my lips I have Natasha Denona, I Need a Nude in Michelle. But anyway, let's talk about how my face looks. Oh, and I did a little bit of a Google recipe everywhere. I want to come closer for you to see. What do you really see? Because to me it looks exactly the same. It looks like this. I used the same powder. None of the sides looks brighter, lighter, anything. They didn't add coverage to my foundation. I don't feel like either powder, I don't know, they just look exactly the same, and I am so surprised because I felt like Pat's powder was like amazing, even though I've been using Charlotte's for the longest time. So I'm gonna have to see how they wear, to be quite honest, because as soon as I wear Pat's, I just feel like a walk-in filter, and today for some reason I just feel like it is the same kind of powder. Like, I can't see much of a difference. My face looks really nice, and you know, like, I don't know, like filtered everywhere. I am in shock. Like, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. So it's gonna come down to how it wears, to be quite honest. So I'm gonna wear this, you know, face around for the whole day, and then I come back at night and I'll let you know my final thoughts. So I'm gonna see you guys in my final check-in. Alrighty, my friends, I'm back. It's been about 7 hours. I did start, I forgot to show you the time that I started this video, but anyways, it is 5:50 right now. It is a shorter day because I can't film later than this, and I just wanted to come in here and just show you how everything was looking like. So let me come a little bit closer so you can see me. And let me look and talk at the same time. My face looks super nice. I don't know if you can tell, but these powders both were super nice. I kind of feel like this side is a little bit more dull looking. I don't know if you can tell in camera, but this one is a little bit like it has a little bit more coverage, and I am surprised because I don't remember seeing that at the time that I did apply the product. So I feel like this side wore off a little bit more when I used Pat's powder. I feel like Charlotte's was able to keep the coverage of the concealer a little bit longer than Pat's, and I'm quite shocked. I don't find that either of the powders are emphasizing any fine lines. The concealer hasn't settled anywhere. It pretty much looks really nice. I do have to say my smile line on Pat's side is really blurred. But on Charlotte's side, I don't know if you're able to see it, but I can see it's actually settled on this side. So that's never happened that I have more settling on one side, because of course I'm always using the same product. So that's something interesting. So Charlotte's side, it's settled on my fine lines, not on Pat's. However, the concealer on Pat's looks a little bit more worn off than on Charlotte's. So anyway, I don't know. I am a little bit turned at this point. I think this one is a little bit cheaper, even though it's a super costly powder. You pay a lot, but you do get a lot. Here, you don't get much product. It's so expensive, and it's so tiny. And the packaging, I hate it. But nonetheless, I do feel like my makeup wore super beautiful. The foundation I'm wearing today is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. So it's a super long-wearing foundation, dewy kind of foundation. And yeah, I really like how my makeup wore. It's been about, I think it's 7 hours since I put on my face. I began doing my makeup at, I think it was 8 a.m. And it is almost 6. So I hear that some people are saying that they don't like Charlotte's for underneath their eyes, and because this one is meant to be for underneath the eyes, is a little bit better. But to me, I don't see a difference at all. It looks the same underneath my eyes, other than the coverage, which I already talked about. I'm talking about the settling on fine lines or anything like that. I don't feel like either of the powders is smoother than the other one. They look pretty much the same. Already, my friends, final thoughts. I love both powders. I showed you that it looked pretty much the same. I don't think that if you already have this one, I don't think you have to run and get Pat's powder. But if you did wanted to try one, I'm super torn. I don't know what to say. I think I would recommend Pat's, even though my concealer wore off a little bit more. I don't know why I'm so hooked into this powder. Maybe because it's a little bit newer and haven't used this one like as much as I've used this lately. So I don't know if I'm a little bit attached to Pat's, but I don't know. I think they're both really great products nonetheless. And yeah, alrighty guys, that was it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know what you think. I would love to know your thoughts. What do you think of these powders? Like, which side do you like better? Do you like Pat's or do you like Charlotte's? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know. To give me a thumbs up if you enjoy, and don't forget to click that red subscribe button down there for more video videos, and I'll see you next one. Bye guys.